Alright, hello everyone. So this is going to be a very quick video talking about how to securely create keys to use with Convex. So whenever you use Convex, in order to keep your Convex coins and other digital assets secure, you need to have a key pair. And that's got two parts. It's got the private key, which is the thing that you keep to yourself, and that should always be kept secret, and a public key, which is what you can give to other people. And that's actually what you would give to other people if they were going to either create an account for you or send you coins, these kind of things. So what I'm going to do is a quick demo of the Convex desktop application and how you can use it to create a key pair securely. Okay, so this is the Convex desktop application that you can get. Download the jar file and just run it like this. And it's got this option here called the Hacker Tools. Now, it sounds a bit scary, but the Hacker Tools are really just useful tools for managing your keys and some other sort of queries you can do. And this is the most important tab. This is the Keygen tab. And what this enables you to do is to generate keys which are going to work with Convex. So if I want to generate a key, it's very easy. I just click this button here, Generate. And that's going to fill up a whole bunch of numbers, and I'm just going to explain what they all do and which are the important ones that you need to be aware of. So at the top, and this is probably the most important bit, is the mnemonic phrase. This is typically 12 words that are used to generate your key. And if you've ever used other wallets like Bitcoin or Ethereum, these are exactly the same 12 words that you'd use on those kind of systems. And every time I click generate, it's going to create a different set of keys. You can do this as many times as you like. There's also a box here called the passphrase. Now, if I can put in a passphrase. This is like a 13th word, an extra bit of security. You can leave it blank, but I'd recommend putting in a passphrase that you can record and remember easily. So I'm just going to put one in. I've just put in hello in this case. Now, if you come into this tool and you enter those same 12 words and you enter the same hello here, the rest of it is going to generate exactly the same keys. So you can always get back to your keys as long as you have the mnemonic phrase and the passphrase. Everything else is just generated from that, so you don't need to, remember any of this as long as you've got those two things. So what you can do is you can literally just take a bit of paper, write down your mnemonic phrase, write down your passphrase, and put that in a safe somewhere. The risk here, of course, if anyone else gets those words and your passphrase, they can do exactly the same thing and they can generate your private key and they'll be able to access your accounts, which is presumably not a good thing. So that's why you need to keep this stuff really, really secret. This is all about how the key then gets generated. There's a thing called a BIP39 seed, which you don't really need to worry about, and a slip10 master key, which you also don't particularly need to worry about unless you are looking at the technicalities or integrating with other tools. There's also this thing called a BIP32 path. This is also used to generate the keys. You don't need to change this at all. This is just a standard thing that everyone can use to create an account on Convex. If you do decide to change that, you can, but then you'll have to write that down as well. Yeah, but the standard one here is just M876000 is just the default, and you can always look that up if you need to find it. So only if you change that do you need to record it. And then we get to the most important bit at the bottom, which is the two keys that actually are necessary to work with Convex. One is the private seed. That's this number here, starting with F2CF. This key is the thing that unlocks your account and everything else on Convex. So you can regenerate it with your mnemonic phrase and your passphrase. You can also record this hex number itself and use that directly if you want to. But that's the one, again, you've got to keep secret, because if someone gets this hex key here, they'll be able to control your accounts. And then there's also the what's called the Ed25519 public key. Now the public key is something you can share with other people. So if someone wants to verify that you know who you are, you can share that your public key, and they can use that to verify transactions. And it's also what you would use when you create an account on chain. Is this public key? That's totally okay to share with other people. And to be sure you've got the right public key, it also generates this identicon, which is just a visual representation of the public key. Again, this identicon, because it's the public key, is perfectly fine to share with other people, and they can use it to identify you. You can use it to recognize your own key visually. So that's all you really need to do to generate keys. You make sure that you've got your private key, and you make sure that you've got a public key that you can share with others. Now, the other thing that is useful here is that Convex Desktop keeps a key ring, which is a collection of keys that you might want to use. So you can have as many keys as you want. You might have multiple accounts, you might have a company key versus a personal key, etc., etc. That's totally fine, and these all go in the key ring. So you can see I've got here a bunch of different keys that I've created previously. If I like the key that I've generated, and remember you can generate as many as you like, I can just do add to key ring, press this button here, and it's going to appear at the bottom of the key ring. So you can see here it has a public key 9E36509, is exactly the same as this one, 9E3609. And once you've got it in your key ring, you can use it in the rest of Convex Desktop. It'll show up in pop-up menus and things like that. A couple of things you can do with these keys in your key ring. This little symbol here shows that the key is currently unlocked. If I want to, I can lock it and put in a password. So use a quick password. That locks it. That means that no one else can come into Convex Desktop and access that unless they also have the password, and they can unlock it. So I can unlock it, enter the same password, and it's now unlocked. You can use whatever password you like there, but as usual, a reasonable strength password is probably a good idea. And there's also a little tool menu here. So if I want to see the private key associated this, so I want to see that private seed, I can show it, and then I get back the private seed that's associated with this key. Again, you've got to be really careful about this. Keep this key private. Don't show it to anyone else. If I lock the account, then I can't see it. It doesn't show the seed. Yeah, so it's completely locked. Let's unlock that. And that's basically it. That's all you need to know about creating your own keys in Convex. Just make sure that you always keep your private key secure, and you always record your mnemonic phrase and passphrase so that you can regenerate that key if you need to. Hope that's helpful, and catch you soon. Bye for now.